Okay, Buggy Live, here we go again, and Happy New Year because this is the first time we broadcast. We broadcast about foosball. With me, Riccardo. Obviously, when we talk about foosball, I told you already many times that we are the live of our club, which is called Buggy Club, and we have also other pages. But when you see me, guys, it's always because we talk about football, whether it's Italian or even abroad, which honestly I'm start to get really involved and really passionate about that, to know the point of view of all our players and even people who work behind the scene of this beautiful sport. Like we have also today a guest which is both a player and also an organizer, and also he works a lot behind the scene. So without any further ado, as I said, please welcome our guest for the New Year 2020 here at Buggy Live, Michael Stahl. Here we go. Now people can see you, Michael Stahl.
Hey.
Which so okay. The first question is pretty easy. How are you? How do you feel? I mean, you are with us. If you're happy, or tell your impression.
So I feel great. I'm really honored and blessed to be here. So thank you so much for this opportunity. I feel great.
Perfect. So let's start. Let's how you say, dig into this beautiful topic, which is the foosball. Knowing that you are a big part of the sport, also a professional player. My first question that I usually ask to all the people that they're kind to come here and be interviewed or have a friendly chat: how did you start, and what made you love this sport, and all anything you want to say about this, the history of football for you.
So my dad was a professional player in the early 90s, actually. He played on the professional US tour, and he was pretty successful. Didn't quite make it to the master ranking, but he was close. He beat a lot of good players, and he was starting to become a top player, and then he had me. So that kind of put a damper on his career as far as foosball. He kind of had to buckle down and focus on his family and focus on me and my sister and my brothers. So that's kind of how I got into it. I got a little bit older, about maybe 10 or 11 years old. I started playing foosball, and he didn't really want to push it on us too much because it was his passion. He was really cool about it. He just kind of slowly introduced us into it, and for obvious reasons, I fell in love with it, and it's been a huge part of my life ever since.
Oh, that's a cool question. Who do you reckon is maybe the best in your family nowadays? Talking about football, the best player.
I'm probably the best player in my family, but my dad does have a world championship title, but he won that with me. So my sister's also a national champion, and she beat me for that title.
Oh, that's cool to hear that.
It was back in like 2011. Yeah. My mom also won open mixed at the Michigan State Championships with my dad when she was 8 months pregnant for me. So that was kind of my first title.
Wow, so cool to
win.
Hear that. Yes, speaking about title, sorry if I interrupt. How many? Okay. Yes, since you became a professional, how many titles did you earn? And I don't know if you want to make just a quick list to let us know. To inform us.
So not that anyone's counting, but I've got 8 world championship titles. Most of those are in junior, expert, and the pro events. So I haven't broken through yet and won an open title, but that's always been a really big goal and dream of mine. And I'm always going to work towards that. That's the ultimate goal, to be one of the best players in the world. I've got a national championship title, US Open, various state championships, just to name a few.
Wow, I mean, you, you're very humble when you talk, but I mean, you earned lots of trophies and very important. You talk about, even though it's junior, is World Cup. I mean, is ITSF recognized as well? These kind of trophies.
Yep. So I did go to the World Cup, and I took third in the World Cup in junior. I took first a couple junior world championship titles on Tornado. So although I do have world championship titles in junior, it's only on Tornado. So I never actually took the gold at the World Cup. That's also a big goal of mine, is to be on the men's team someday and accomplish that goal.
I mean, you look young. You're still young. There is plenty of time for you to, let yourself apply to different tables. Why not even our table Italian? And okay, before digging into another topic that I really like, that is you working behind also the scene and doing a lot for this sport. Just, I would like to ask you your opinion regarding our. Let's say different style of foosball, even comparing ours or maybe even Spanish, the two legs, and what is your opinion outside the traditional ITSF style?
Yeah, Ricardo, that's a great question.
Oh, thank you.
When I think of multi-table, I think of all different types of styles and cultures and countries. My favorite has to be probably Leonhardt. The German table, but I do like the Italian style of play. I'm actually a very fast-paced player. I don't like to hold on to the ball too long. I like to scream and holler and have fun, and I like that intensity a lot.
You would really enjoy our style, yes.
I love it. I love slingshots, and I love getting rid of the ball quickly, and I think it's a really fun style of play. Yeah, you guys have an awesome style of play.
Yeah, maybe it doesn't pay when you have to, let's say you have to save the ball, because when you have to face a pull shot or even a snake shot, which is deadly, we're not still yet prepared for that. That's unfortunately is true.
That's more of a strategy mindset type of play. And a lot of people, there's really talented players that like to take their time, and maybe they're not as talented as some people who like to go fast. And sometimes it's a battle of wits. And the player that's smarter and makes the best choices generally wins the match.
Yeah,
I've had trouble with that.
Never stuck to one style, get stuck to one style, but try many style, and sometimes bring up what is best for you. And
yes,
so yes,
absolutely.
Okay, now while I was listening to you, crosses my mind a nice question. I think I want to ask you is, how do you let's say, because I never asked this to anyone, or maybe just the first one, the first time to tell me, I think. But how do you guys, and especially how do you train to improve, to become, and how did you train to become professional and beat many people and reach what you reached?
Yeah, that's another really good question, Ricardo. So I would say, and I think a lot of players would answer this the same way. People ask me, how did you get good? How did you turn pro? How did you beat a top player? And the question is repetition, muscle memory. You got to play all the time. And what I did is I started playing, like I said, 10, 11 years old. And for about 5 to 8 years, it's just constant playing. Like I probably played like 5 to 8 hours a day for the first 4 years of my foosball career. And that was really the foundation in which I kind of started learning to play the game. And so after a while, when you start to get those physical attributes and skills and you start to pick up on these things, the mental game is almost 100% the reason why you'll win or lose.
Of course, mentally focus always, and remember that anytime you lose, it's also a kind of victory, because it makes you a little bit stronger. Never give up easily. Yeah, that's the key.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, I mean, just playing all the time, kicking the rock around, having fun with it as much as you can, and getting in all those hours. That's so important to players when they first start.
And that's what you're doing. You never give up. You do your best. You keep going your way, and the result eventually came up. You
Yes.
reached
Yeah,
them.
absolutely.
And talking about the result now, I want to ask you because I know that you're very active also behind the scene as a promoter. That's why we
So,
titled you as a promoter. So we want to know,
yeah.
and especially I want to know your hard work to promote this beautiful sport in USA, in the Midwest, right? Am I saying right?
Yes. Yes. In the
Okay,
Midwest. Yeah.
I give you
So,
the word.
okay.
Yes.
So, I think it was I haven't been doing it very long at all. I'll be honest with you. I've been a player far longer than I've promoted. I've actually done it less than a whole year. But I look around and there's a big issue we're seeing in America when it comes to table soccer. It's a serious issue. There's not enough players learning to play the game at a young age. It's not in the right places. And so I think it's really up to the players, the people who really are passionate about the sport, they want to see it live on, that we get people involved in it. I think there needs to be more promoters. There needs to be more people pushing the game and letting people know how beautiful the sport really is. And it's done amazing things for my life. I can guarantee that it's going to do the same for other people. So I actually started promoting.
Yeah, no,
I'm
sorry
sorry, go ahead.
no, sorry to interrupt, but I hearing this, I mean, I just stood still because I thought America always liked to promote and is the one that is more active than any other, especially in this field, and has lots of player. Many of them, like you, are on the top, maybe 10 or 20, let's say. So I thought there were lots of players instead of
Okay,
what you tell me.
so
Yeah.
I'm not a top 20 player, but I will be. Uh,
Okay.
I've won pro championships. There's a lot of fantastic players that you're absolutely right. But still, it's still not enough. We need to grow the sport in the right places. Foosball Clubs USA, John O'Brien, Jim Stevens, Mary Moore, people like these. They're trying to grow the sport at the bottom level with the kids, and that's extremely important. In the 70s, foosball was the eighth largest sport in America, and they were giving away 911 Porsches for first place in the men's event at the World Championships. And it's something that I preach to people all the time. We can make it back to that point. We just have to work and make more efforts. And right now, there's a lot of great efforts going on, but we need to do a little better. I think more players need to be promoters. And I think that this sport can someday make it to that point again where people are going to make a living playing foosball. I mean, you look at anything right now. League of Legends, they said, had a bigger spectator crowd than the Super Bowl. And folks playing video games, they make really good money. There's no reason why
Yes.
foosball, this awesome sport, and that a lot of people like, and a lot of people love, they just don't know it yet.
And to
It
be
can get to
honest,
that point again.
I mean, I love video games. I was brought up, in
Yeah.
the 80s. But if I have to compare football and video games, I can say very, very easily that football is a sport, so it needs to be promoted for that because it's also good for mentally, focus to be for
Yeah.
being focused for how you say reaction. I mean, for the whole body also is a very good
It's
kind of
physical.
exercise,
It's
physical. Yeah.
Yeah, it's different than video games. I mean, we're out here sweating. It's physical exertion. It's a sport. A lot of people don't realize it, but foosball is absolutely a sport. It's not a bar game, and we need to represent it like it is. And I think the way that everything's been going is fantastic, and now is the best time, better than any other time in the last 10, 15 years. There's a movement going on right now and in the world of table soccer, and people are starting to adapt and change. I mean, look at Jason Wicks. He's got his foosball network. It's basically like ESPN for foosball. He's doing amazing things. We need more people with these talents to get into foosball so that we can better represent it. And now is the best time to do it. And
Yeah,
I
I, t-
think we're
I
going to see
totally
some
agree
big
with you.
changes. And Yeah, I think it's going to go in a direction that a lot of people want it to, and right, that's why I jumped into it in May. I think it was at the Hall of Fame Classic. I was actually asked by Jerry Todd, who's a member of the USTSO, as well as Jim Stevens. They asked me, "Hey, Mike, would you like to be the Midwest director for the USTSO?" And I was thrilled. I was absolutely floored. I told him absolutely, this is an incredible honor, and I wanted to be a part of these promotions because, like I said, now is the best time to get into it because it's going to skyrocket. I truly believe that.
To be
And
honest,
if I,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, sorry, no, just because you say that.
no, it's okay.
No, you told me that now is the best time, the best moment because, and I agree with you because since we start this adventure, me and my boss start to talk with people like you, like even people in Asia. It seems really, really active in both playing and promoting. So I can tell you,
Absolutely.
I'm witnessing this event, no, this new era of football. So I totally agree with you for that. Soon it will be great again if we
Yeah,
all
absolutely.
join the forces
Yep.
together.
And
Yeah.
if I can be a small part of that, I'm gonna try to. And like I said, I don't deserve all the credit in the world. A lot of these promoters like Raymond Cavorta, Lindsay Albert, Phil Smith. I got a list right here. I could name a couple more. I mean, these guys are doing incredible things. Mark Vanetti, Steve Biney. I mean, they're promoting all across America right now, and they're doing a great job. Matt McCory, Promoter of the Year. Skip Young. I mean, you guys are doing a great job. You guys deserve the credit. I just want to jump into it and take my skills and talents and see what I can do with it, and hopefully represent it well. That's my goal.
I think you're doing
And
a lot of good stuff anyway. As far as I'm understanding and knowing you better, you will be
thank
soon
you.
if
Yeah.
you're not already a big part of the sport, for sure.
And one more thing that I wanted to add really quick onto the
Yes.
topic of promoting is that it's so incredibly difficult to actually promote the game and play it. It's almost two different entities. So if you're promoting a local event and you're also playing in it, I tip my hat to you. If you're traveling and playing at big tournaments and also organizing, I tip my hat to you because it's incredibly difficult to do both. And that's kind of my goal is to be able to do both and be a good promoter and also be a top player someday.
Okay, so let's talk about the future. Both you being a player and a promoter. How do you see this world of football? How is going? Where is it going for you? What do you think about that?
Okay,
And
another good
also,
question.
yeah,
So,
no, no, yeah, yeah. I
so
mean,
I
also
see.
about you. Where do you think you
Okay,
will be in 5 years? Let's say.
so in 5 years, I want to be a top 10 player. I want to be one of the biggest competitors in the world of table soccer in the United States of America and abroad. I want to go to the World Cup and get a gold medal. I want to do all those things that you dream of when you're 10 years old and you're just getting into the sport and you see how beautiful it is. I want to play with the likes of Todd Lafredo and maybe Ryan Moore someday, or maybe compete with Tony for an open singles world title. Only one can dream to get to that point. And that's really the goal. I want to see myself there, but also more importantly, I want to see the game reach to a new level that it never has before. I think we can do better than they did in the 70s. I think that there's so much potential and so much beauty in this game that it's going to click somewhere. Somewhere it's just going to happen. We're going to fall into the right circumstances with the right people, and the right people promoting is one of the biggest parts. And I tip my hat to the USTSO, and they're doing a great job. I'm so happy to be a part of it. Our mission is to grow the sport of table soccer, work with Foosball Clubs USA, and also to send players to the World Cup, and travel and play in those tournaments and grow the sport. So
What
that's in the next 5 years. That's where I see myself.
what can I say? Clear ideas, clear face. I mean, very smart guy. You can't lose.
I really
You,
appreciate that.
yeah, yeah, I'm sure because I was amazed about what you say. I mean, without any how you say, without avoided any. You just went straight to what you want, and for sure you will achieve that. And
I certainly think so too, and I know it's a big mountain to climb, but that's why we climb mountains, to achieve our goals and to be where we need to be. And I think a lot of young kids, they can benefit so greatly from this game, and do exactly what it's done for me. I mean, I'm incredibly blessed. I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have the life I have now if it weren't for this silly sport that we play, you know? So I couldn't tell you how many awesome people I've met and how many great relationships and really awesome experiences I've had, just because of this game.
so young and so wise already, eh? I really like
Thank
what
you.
you say now, and yeah, but it's a sport, okay? It's not
It is a
silly,
sport,
and,
yeah.
yeah, and it's a great
Well,
sport.
to some people, right?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I say that because a lot of people, they think when you tell them, "Hey, I'm a professional foosball player," they're like, "What? That's crazy. That's silly," you know. So some people look at it that way, but like guys like you and I, we see it differently, and I'll cheers to that.
Okay, cheers. Okay, yeah, I let you drink the tea. I remember the green tea, which is very
The
good.
green tea. Yep.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. After when we finish this live, maybe I will have someone too, some a cup too. Sorry, today
Excellent.
I'm just a little bit tired. My English can some faults. I apologize
Hey, I
for
think
that.
I have to give it to you. You're doing a fantastic job. You and Stefano, you guys are doing an amazing job. You're putting foosball on a platform, a very professional platform, and you're representing the sport on a global level, at an extremely high level. And I think that's really great, and it should be celebrated and appreciated.
We do this as you do your effort just for the sake of the sport, because obviously it's the passion that is moving us as well as is moving you and all the other people. We had the honor, like we have now the honor with you, to talk before. And okay,
Absolutely.
say that I thank you so much, Michael. But before we leave, I would like to ask you maybe if you want to tell us something more, or because I can see
Okay.
behind you a beautiful tornado table. If you want to show us, if you have the time, yeah, you can see it.
Yeah, it's brand new.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, I'd love to do that. And I guess I will say one more thing before we
Okay,
go into that.
sure.
I am organizing a Michigan State Championships for all you U.S. players watching this live interview. We're shooting for October 2nd through the 4th, 2020. We're working on that right now. More details coming soon to you guys. Okay. So thank you so much. And I suppose
Okay,
we will get
perfect.
into.
Yeah, now I'll
We will.
switch the camera. So, yeah, do you
Okay.
want to show us? Ah, okay. Yeah, yeah. So in the
Yeah. So
meanwhile,
I'm gonna.
you set for the. I would like
Okay.
to see actually the snake shot if we have the chance, because I
Okay.
really love
Yeah.
that. Yeah, it's so difficult for us Italian, no, because of our style to save that, to cope with that. It's very difficult one. So you can tell us how to make it, huh? Some trick.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll work on the snake shot, and I'll show you guys that. That
Okay,
sounds good.
perfect. Yeah. In the meanwhile, I want to remind to whoever is listening now and will listen us further in the next episode. We are now working on to make more even this kind of broadcast, because we just started 1 month ago and we learning, little by little, day by day. So what we want now, we aiming to is to make a fixed, maybe weekly broadcast, so people can come anytime they know when we program, we schedule the program, and they will find us, even though we're not maybe interviewing every day, but we will be talking and promoting football everywhere in the world. Okay, so our friend Michael is ready to show us. Here we go. It's all for you, the scene.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to show you guys the snake shot. So basically, basically what you do is you put your wrist on the handle. I'm sure you know that. And part of the shot is that you end in what's called a monkey grip, so that you have a nice kind of coming out of it. So we're gonna do. I guess we'll do a push side.
Whoa! I didn't even see the ball. So fast.
So
Because
basically
you
what I'm
you
doing is
you. Ah.
coming
What
back
is
on it
that?
like that.
Did you start with the center and you shoot with the
Yeah.
side one?
Yes. So what you do is a lot of people like. There's a lot of top players like Tony and Tommy. They like to
Uh,
like,
go back and forth. Okay.
but much like Billy Pappas is kind of the guy that I like to watch. I really try to be like him. So I just rock it like this, and then go to your side.
Awesome. Yeah. And I can see very, very clear now, but it's still too difficult to save. Wow. Ball possession 100%, huh?
Yeah, right. Do you want to see anything else?
Can you show us our favorite shoot, the famous link shot that we always try, in our
Yeah,
style, Italian style, yeah. I want to see made in a tornado.
So that was a far wall slingshot, and this is
Oh.
a near wall.
Amazing. Amazing ball control, by the way.
Thanks.
Yeah. Wow! I think I played once when I was in Thailand, this tornado, but I could not do as you do. It's very, very, very difficult for us, even because we don't play. We play with the side ramps, and so we are used to the glass surface. So yeah, that was very, very, very nice to see because it was very clear. Your ball, let me tell you, your ball possession is amazing. Honestly.
Thank you. Yeah, I've played a lot of years, so I'd hope so.
That's why you won already lots of trophies, as we can see, I think, behind you.
Yeah, I got a couple trophies, and
And
a couple plaques as well. And I'm a
wow.
big history buff when it comes to foosball. So I've got an old school foos news from
Oh,
1983.
wow, so
And
beautiful. I envy you. The golden age. Beautiful. Oh,
well,
that's really.
hey, but we're going to talk about our age. The 2020s is going to be the new golden age. So stay tuned for that. And
Yes, yes.
I can't wait to see where this goes. I really have high hopes for table record in the
Well,
next 10 years.
yeah, actually, we all have these hopes and we believe in that. The 2020 is the new starting point for our beloved sport, which is football. And I think we all together can make a great job. I'm pretty sure.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yep.
so
And
yeah, do you want
yeah,
to
thank you
add
so much for
something
having
else?
me. No, that's it. I'm good. I appreciate everything. Thank you so much. I'm extremely honored to be on your show, and you guys do a great job. Like I said, just I can't wait to see the next one that comes out, and maybe interview Tony Spredeman or Ryan Moore. Those are good guys. Billy Pappas.
We wish,
You know,
maybe. Why not? We can try to contact them. We always have like a paper and we type name, whether
yeah,
these people answer or not, and then we say, okay, maybe we can try the month after. Who knows? They will give us this honor as you did to us. But we are already happy when we interview people like you, because as I said, apart from being a very professional player, you're also making a big effort. You're doing a lot for foosball, promoting and making it more up, more visible. Sorry, yeah, this is what I mean.
Yeah, I'm trying
To the crowd.
make it appeal to the younger generation of people, and I think social media and using existing platforms is incredibly crucial to grow the sport and to get people into it. You almost have to find a medium in which you can show people how great it is, because by itself sometimes that's not enough. Sometimes you have to find it. Yeah.
That's the big not death, or maybe I could say that compared to other sport, is not easy to be watched. You know what I mean? You would need more cameras, more people into this sport, more TVs. Actually, there's not even a TV dedicated. It's all about internet. So we need to thank internet so far, because it's giving us the possibility to talk about foosball, and to show. Because that's the point. If we can show to the big crowd, even sponsor or other people can believe on this sport and make it, grow up very, very fast. The fame of
it's
the sport.
Incredibly important. And look up Jason Wicks. I want to tip my hat to Jason Wicks and everything he's been doing with his Foosball Sports Network. He's really making it, doing the job of really introducing the sport on the platforms that we're talking about, which is incredibly difficult and incredibly important. So I tip my hat to him.
Yeah, some point I think maybe I will have the chance to talk with him as well. Hopefully.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to link you guys up. He's a good friend of mine. I also want to take a sec to thank all of the state directors in the Midwest. You guys are doing such a great job promoting the game. These are the folks that I set into place to be state directors under the USTSO. So as the Midwest representative, I am to pretty much have people be state directors. So I'm to appoint them to state director. And,
that's good.
I want to say great job, and we've got really big things for 2020 that the USTSO is planning, and I can't wait to get to work.
What can I say? I thank you so much for even for what you just said now, and I'm sure we will cross again each other and we'll have a nice chat again. So we keep us up to date about your your improvement in promoting the sport.
Yes, sir, I will. Absolutely. Thank you so much for the opportunity to get my name out there and to let people know what my vision is. It's extremely important to me, as you know. So thank you for that.
This is what we want to know. We want to let all the people that are watching us that who are football players, why they are professional, why sometimes they can also make a life, a living out of playing football. This truth that not many people talk about.
Absolutely, and that's like we talked about. That's where we're heading, and we're going to get there.
Yes.
So yeah, absolutely. So thank you so much.
Cheers. I will have after when I finish. Okay, so now I thank you so much, Michael. I'm back in the studio, and for sure we will have another beautiful, pleasant chat as we had tonight. Okay?
Thank you so much, Ricardo.
For now, I say you bye and keep in touch and keep up your good skill in everything. Let's improve and yes, we'll make great this sport again for sure.
Yeah, all you can do is try, man. Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, bye for now. Bye, Michael. Bye. Okay, that was so amazing, so nice. I thought it would have been a nice, but this guy is young and really wise, and I hope and I wish all the best for the future, and as well as for the future of this beautiful sport. Okay, said that, this is Buggy Live. We are towards the end. I'm Ricardo, and this actually is Buggy Foosball. When you see me, we talk about foosball. So this is Buggy Foosball. We interview people, we keep update, we inform about foosball everywhere, whether tourneys or leagues, anything. You can interact soon with us, because in less than 1 month, I guess, we will be broadcasting possibly in another platform, and weekly, at least 2 or 3 times per week. So the schedule with a proper program schedule, and I'll let you know with the next interview and little by little. So for now, from Riccardo and Stefano, the CEO of Buggy Club, where we broadcast Buggy Live, that's it. See you next time. Thank you. Thanks to Michael, really nice and great guy, and thank to all who are watching us. Bye for now.